Great day, everybody. I'm Sherri McIntosh, and this is a King and Two Queens podcast, where hosts David Carruthers, Karen Penn, and myself talk about how to power up relationships. So let's get into it. Great evening, everybody, and welcome to a King and Two Queens podcast, where we power up relationships with relevant solutions. I am your co-host, Queen Sherri, and our topic for today is called The Game. Of course, we're talking about love, but before we go any further, I want to welcome my co-hosts, King David and Queen Karen. What's up, y'all?
Hey, everyone.
Good evening.
So, we are ready to take a trip back to
the time tunnel.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game! It's all about the game, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pay. Who's gonna make it?
So for my wrestling fans, we already know that this is Triple H's theme music, right? I decided to go there because of the words, which I'm about to share. In case you didn't hear it with all the screaming, the words are, it's all about the game and how you play it. All about control and if you can take it. All about your debt and if you can pay it. It's all about pain and who's gonna make it. I am the game, you don't want to play me. I am control, no way you can change me. I have heavy debts, no way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run, like a Cleveland pitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, or you can die like a fool. Try and figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker. Why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay, because I am the game and I want to play. Ooh, good grief. While we know that this refers to Triple H and the warning of the mind games to his opponents, I wanted to point out that the words also have a negative connotation to relationships. And I would love to hear the thoughts of my co-hosts.
But you know, here's the thing with those lyrics and as it applies to relationships. You're not even really relating at that point because it's all manipulation. Mm-hmm. And when it's all manipulation, it's just a situationship. Because in real relationships, it's win-win. I win, you win, we win. Mm-hmm. In a situation where it's where there's just manipulation, one person wins and it's all selfishness. And that's very, very low quality.
Yes,
and usually also very unfair because the person that you're usually doing it to is someone that you know that you can get over on.
Absolutely.
Very strong words. I felt relationships shouldn't be about a game and where somebody wants to win. What are you winning? Why are you trying to be in control over the person that you say you love or you want to be in relationship with? What's with the game and what's with the control? You already have a problem.
Absolutely.
You already have a problem.
So I did some research and I wanted to share what I found. So this is what basically society or the internet defines as the game of love. It's the means by which the awareness of love is experienced and shared with everyone. So just in case you're wondering what love is, it is something that is cultivated between two people and grows over time through getting to know him or her and experiencing life's many difficulties together. So what do you think about that? I found that was interesting.
Okay, I don't have any qualms with that. It doesn't sound like a game when it's put that way.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm very good with that because yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I wish that people would. That's not what's happening today.
No, it isn't. Okay. So now here are the 4 types of love. Eros, which is erotic, passionate love. Philia, which is love of friends. Storge, which is love of parents and children. And agape, which is God's love of mankind. So let's delve a little deeper before I share the first question. Because in my research, I found out that when a man is open, giving, and affectionate with a woman on an ongoing basis, it is often his ways of expressing love. I thought that was very interesting.
Do you think a woman does the same thing?
I think so in a way, but it's different. It's very different how men and women express love. And I've got a lot of material, so I'm going to ask the first question. So what do you think love means to a man and a woman, and how they feel the most love from each other?
You know, I think we both show it differently in what it means, and everybody's different. I could think of maybe 3 things. I don't know. Trust, when you start trusting somebody, you have somebody that you can talk to about problems to help you understand some things. You get support. You have a connection with them, you know, a deeper connection than you do with friendship. So it's going into love that you know, takes another step in a closer connectedness. So I don't know, but it's different for everybody, for the man and for the woman, I think.
I think that care, you know, so from a man's perspective, in terms of I think what we want to she cares for us, you know, that she cares about how we feel, that she cares about how we what we're going through, how we see the world. Support is another one. You know, in any or in every man, there are dreams that are inside of him. He wants to be able to share those dreams with his woman, and he wants his woman to support him in and with those dreams. Huge, because that's, you know, a man's dream is the essence of who he is.
Men don't verbalize that. I know old school men, you had to follow the lead. I've seen it in my family and watched older women. I'm like, they don't talk.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. I think that, you know, a good woman pulls that out of you.
She's able to detect it.
Yes.
She has to learn how to do that. She's got to learn her man in how he expresses, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, what's going on inside of him, so she can be along with him together and, you know, pay attention, so to speak. If she loves him, she would make that effort. If you don't have time for him, or because it's just you can't figure it out, you don't want to figure it out because of the way he is, then you really don't love that person.
Right.
What I wanted to do right now is to share the top 5 things that a man needs in a relationship. Number 1, feeling like a hero. Number 2, physical connection. Number 3, space. Number 4, for his wife or girlfriend to have her own life. And number 5, companionship. Now, do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree with all of them, especially the one of space. You know, a man needs, we know the term man cave, you know. That's not just, you know, video games and football. That it's a part of that. It's really supposed to be that he can go and think and have time to create on his dreams, on his purpose, on his legacy. Especially as the older a man gets, he wants to leave a legacy, and he needs time to be able to think about that and to be able to create that.
I find it interesting that men, when they're doing things, they're thinking. Watching a game, they're still thinking. Being Bob the Builder, fixing things, they're still thinking. And in their man cave, so to speak, even though they're not physically in a room that's got the label on the head of the door, man cave, like don't go beyond this point. I like the part about the hero. I didn't know that for a long time, and having a son has helped me learn a lot of things. He always wanted to show me his muscles, because it makes him feel good. A girl doesn't think of that kind of a thing. And so sometimes, my husband will say, if he feels good about something that I say to him, he'll say, "Oh, I got the cape in the background now. It's flapping because I feel like a superhero right now, So that's a real thing, for a guy to feel like he's the winner. He's, superheroes in our world of watching TV, they're the winner, they conquer and do things that are great. So a man feels like he did something great in the sight of his woman's eyes. Oh man, he's got the cape going back there.
Yeah. And puts him right on top of the world.
Yeah.
I love it. So here is question number 2. What are the 6 things that every man and woman wants in each other?
Okay, well, I kind of think there's some common things that both men and women want. To be respected, to have a common interest with somebody, and to connect on an intimate level. That makes you different from any other relationships that you have. And not just sexually intimate, but on emotionally intimate levels, mentally, So I think kind of those 3 things.
I would say connection, and when I mean connection, I mean, obviously the ability to have a good conversation. And in that connection also should come conflict resolution. I think one of the scary and sad things about today is that getting into a relationship or thinking about it is sad, because most people don't have conflict resolution today. We see it in celebrities, we see it in breakups, we see it in, we just see it like no one knows how to resolve. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think that is? They don't want to? I mean, we have the ability to do it.
Well, we live in a very, very selfish world. You know what I mean? The internet, social media has created this hate and this competition and this shallowness. You know what I mean? No one wants to go deep anymore. You know what I mean? And you're not going to get victory in your relationships if you don't go deep. You have to go deep within yourself to get that connection, to get that money, to get the fun, to get all these things that we say that we want. If we don't go deep, we're not going to get them, because life demands and maturity demands that we go deep so that we can get all these things that we want.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So connection, the ability to have fun, the ability, so for instance, like I want to be able to be in a relationship and say, we're gonna, in our worst of arguments, she ain't going nowhere and I ain't going nowhere. As opposed to being like, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Yeah, always looking for the out, looking for the back door, like, not putting all of yourself into it because you may have had some bad experiences with past relationships or past marriages that, you feel like, okay, well, I shouldn't, put my entire hat out there or put my entire feelings out there because I'm afraid that they might get stomped on because, Sally Sue, she didn't treat my hat right, so she stomped on it. Or Billy Bob, he didn't love me enough, so he said some unkind things, and I'm not trying to hear none of it.
Kind of a risk you have to take, almost like it's not as simple as this, but it's the same concept. You fall down, hurt yourself, you get back up, you continue. You riding your bike, you fall down, doesn't mean you don't ride a bike anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
you
true.
get back up again, clean your wounds, and get back on a bike again, because there's joy in riding the bike. And it brings joy to our heart and our soul, even to be in love and experience love with another person. That's healthy.
It is healthy.
It's very healthy in so many ways. And to miss out because you're afraid, because stuff happened, there's no guarantees in life. And so it's how you cope with things that happen that are wrong, but they do happen. I heard the other day, my daughter shared that someone who was married like 47 years was withdrawing from their bank account because they were getting a divorce, and withdrawing what was left because the other person took out all the money and left.
Wow.
Like what? After 47 years?
It's hard.
But wait a minute, I missed something. What? There's a missing chapter to that story.
Right. And I don't get stuff like I get that because it's like, okay, I get it. You're hurt and you want to do revenge. But if you really love the person, you won't get revenge.
Yeah.
Because getting revenge means I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt her. And you don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to. And who, after being married 47 years, now you're going to go to jail for killing somebody for the rest of your life? Like, I wouldn't want to do it like that. They'll get
Well, first of all, if you've been married for that long and you guys haven't mastered, getting along and conflict resolution, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah, I agree. That's too many years to put in, to all of a sudden just let it fall apart.
Right.
Start acting like Word of Roses. I don't think so. That's just too
every
much.
Relationship needs to get to the place where we're not separating.
Nope.
If you're gonna step out, you need to talk. You gotta, don't just go. There was another instance. The people are still married, but the husband stepped out with the secretary and left. But the wife, they don't believe in divorce, so they're still married. And this happened like 20-something years ago.
Wow.
So, but they're still married because they don't believe in divorce. Like,
that makes no sense either.
Like, wow.
No, it doesn't. And again, it goes back to, here's my thing, right? Problems don't go anywhere until you solve them.
Yeah.
How do you solve? It's hard to solve selfishness, huh? You just selfishly took the money and ran, left with somebody and left, a younger woman, like that's just selfishness.
Yeah. It is. Because real talk, in order for a relationship to work, number one, everybody needs to be humble. Number two, everybody needs to be an adult. And number three, everybody needs to consider the cost.
Definitely cost involved.
Write that list down. All the pros, all the cons. If you've got more pros than cons, then you better stay in and work it out. Because it's, dating in this day and time is nothing nice because people are thinking about themselves. They really are not thinking about you. They're trying to think about, well, in terms of thinking about you, it's like, what can I get from you? Not, how can we get together and what can we achieve together? So what I'm going to read now is what the statistics say according to the internet. These are the 6 things that every man wants from a woman. Number 1, a sense of humor. Number 2, a cheerful outlook. Number 3, a personal drive. Number 4, a passion for adventure. Number 5, a sense of understanding when things get stressful. And number 6, someone who is thoughtful.
That was the man's list?
Yeah. 6 things that every man wants from a woman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sex wasn't on there, huh?
No.
It's on my list.
I guess they're all set in that area. You on the list. I don't know. Wow.
But wait, there is more.
A guy likes a woman with a sense of humor, because when you start getting serious, she starts being more like mom.
Oh gosh.
Moms are usually serious, I guess. They want a little bit of mom and a little bit of girlfriend at the same time, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So let me read the 6 things that every woman wants from a man. Number 1, kindness. Number 2, patience. Number 3, understanding. Number 4, empathy. Number 5, compassion. And number 6, consideration.
Wow, they all sound very close.
Yeah.
To the same.
Now,
thing.
yeah. Now, do you guys agree or disagree with each list?
I agree with the list somewhat. I mean, I agree with the list a lot, but I don't think it's. I think it's the nice created list.
Yeah, I agree too. It just seemed like a couple of missing items.
Yeah, I agree. I think there needs to be a little bit more than that. All right, so we're down to our final question. With regards to relationships that lead to marriage, what are the 10 things that men and women need in a marriage in order for it to work? So I will be reading what the 10 things women and men need in a marriage, but I want to hear from you guys as to what do you think versus what the internet is going to say.
Okay, I'm not going to give you 10.
Just give me a few off top of your head.
So I think a big one is understanding. Understanding of ourselves, understanding of each other, understanding of the way our minds, because understanding is everything. I read a book that says, "In all of your getting, get understanding." That's spiritual, emotional, financial. People say things like, "Oh, finances is the number 1 reason for divorce in America." No, it's a lack of character, which comes down to understanding who you are, understanding who she is, and vice versa. Understanding will cover everything. You know what I mean? So understanding, 1, patience. I think we want things too quickly. You know what I mean? We don't allow things to blossom. And I'm saying patience because the gems are in the mistakes. You're a fool if you're just always complaining and arguing and yelling and bickering. You're missing the lesson. You're missing the gems, and the gems are in the mistakes. So patience, understanding, laughter. I think laughter is huge. You gotta have a sense of humor. You can't take life or take life seriously, but don't take yourself so seriously. You gotta learn. And then get some perseverance. Get some perseverance. That way you can persevere through the hard times, because you're gonna have hard times. You know, people who think that they're gonna just be in a honeymoon stage all the time, you're delusional. You are delusional. Get some perseverance, and then once you persevere, you can get to the place where you want. I heard this man say that success is longevity. You really want to be successful, get some longevity to your marriage.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree with that, particularly. Hang in there. I would have to say love got to be at the forefront. You've got to love each other. And love covers a lot of things that David mentioned, which is patience and kindness. Not somebody, angry, screaming, all that. Um, Romance and sex. A lot of times, and I heard the woman say, women are told, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. And then when they get married, they're still saying, no, 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 wait, wait, wait. When do you say yes, yes, yes? Like, wait,
Like, come on
marriage
now.
is all about that,
Hmm.
It's all about intimacy, sexually as well as spiritually, emotionally, and romance. Not the hit it and quit it. Like, wait, wait, we still need the flowers. We need something, something, something now. Wait now. So, you got to make those efforts. You should have common interests, something that you can do together, fun, laughing, whatever. Um, and you have to respect, don't disrespect one another. That's really big, I think.
Hmm.
Dismissing what's concerning to your partner, that shows disrespect, I think. So
Hmm.
those are my things.
Yeah, I love what you both said. I think those are great answers. So, according to inc.com, the 10 things that women would say are vastly different than what men would say. All right. So here's the 10 things that women need in a marriage. Number one, she needs to be number one, being more important than your business or job, your parents, children, friends, sports, and hobbies. Interesting. Number two, she needs intimacy, knowing that her husband will share an intimate moment of comfort after a hard day's work, lending an ear and not trying to fix her. Number three, she needs her husband to be vulnerable, being emotionally available for her. Number four, she needs to be praised. Acknowledge her work accomplishments, and it'll make her feel like a valuable part of her husband's life. Number five, she wants to be a part of her husband's team, feeling free to help and contribute to the things that matter to him without fearing anger and retaliation from him. Hmm. Number six, she needs her husband to protect and defend her against physical harm and criticism from others. Number seven, she needs to feel like her opinion counts, wanting her husband to value her opinion and discuss decisions with her regarding your business or a job. Number eight, she needs her husband to share his life with her, wanting to connect in a special way so that she can share every aspect of her life with him: home, family, work, and outside interests, not being shut out. Number nine, she needs her husband to be a man of character and integrity. She wants her husband to be the kind of man that your son or sons can follow, and your daughter or daughters would want to marry a man of your characteristics. And number 10, she needs to be held often by her husband. Physical affections, tender holds, just to be near him, apart from times of sexual intimacy. Okay, so Karen, what did you think about that list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you change something?
No, I agree. I wish I had known a lot of things when I was younger. Uh, Along with my husband has said he wish he knew a lot of things too. Sometimes men leave you out. I don't think it's deliberate. They're just not used to sharing what's on their mind like women do so readily. Women will talk often. Some men do, but women will do a lot of talking, how they feel, and men are just like listening. But they process things differently in their minds. And you wonder what's going on with him. So you got to be patient. So I like that. Also, men, they forget to touch you if it's not leading to something. Just, genuine affection that has no motive. I've heard marriage counselors say that's preparation for the bedroom. Like you're always leading up to it. You don't just bam go in the bedroom. Like you need to touch her. She needs that. So I liked just about everything on the list.
That's great. David, did you think of anything on the list that either needed to be added, or do you agree with the list?
Is that list from 1950 or from today?
This is more updated for today. That's from what the internet says, and according to Inc.com, which is a real company. That's what.
So here's the thing, right? Honestly, there are two things. One, it feels like that doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels like that doesn't exist anymore. But I agree with all of those things. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we're in the information age, and we're getting worse. We have no reason with all of this information. This is a wonderful podcast. I'm not just saying that just because I'm on it. I'm just saying that because this was a wonderful podcast, right? But here's the thing. We're not the only ones doing this. We got books, we got, and we are worse off than ever. That should be a statement of impossibility. And yet it is a statement of commonplace. And so the reason why I say 1950 is because I've seen so many divorces from good people, church, pastors, doctors, lawyers. It's like, what works? What works? But anyway, maybe that was my little soapbox, and I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
I agree with you, David. You're speaking the truth. However, there are some still working at it. There are still marriages going on. Even during the pandemic, I've seen some marriage that was, not that many guests. They had masks on, but they still wanted to join hands and.
No, of course, keep hope alive, all that stuff. Listen, this is why we're doing this. I'm just saying on the big level. Okay. So it's a beautiful list. And I think and I hope that people will adhere to the list on both sides. I pray and hope that we will get to a place where we can love sincerely and for real, so that we can build a better legacy and a better purpose for us and our children. Because the younger generations, they're watching us, and we need to give them something much better.
Absolutely. All right. So now we're going to talk about the 10 things that men need in a marriage. Number 1, stop insulting your husband in an attempt to motivate him to change. Harsh criticisms from his wife will make him reject you and make him angry, bitter, and will make roots of resentment spring up. Number 2, he needs his wife to create a safe space for open and emotionally honest dialogue to happen. If his wife can still respect her husband in spite of some of his habits, he will open his heart and demonstrate his will to change. Number 3, respect his love language. Based on Gary Chapman's 5 love languages, nothing is more important for a man's wife to assure him that he's awesome, competent, and heroic. Number 4, respect him by offering yourself for physical affection, i.e., sex. When his wife willingly and passionately makes love to him and initiates the act on occasion, this speaks volumes that his wife respects his need for physical affection, done the way he likes it. Number 5, he needs his wife to respect him by allowing him to be a man. Don't mother him, and let him be who he is designed to be without feeling like you need to fix him. Number 6, he needs his wife to respect him by giving him space. If you get involved in a heated discussion or fight, step away so that there's a cooling period, instead of pushing more conversation and risking words spoken in anger that can't be taken back. Number 7, he needs his wife to support and encourage him due to the pressure he feels most of the time. He is providing for his family and needs positive affirmation that his wife respects and loves what he's doing for them. Number 8, he needs his wife to appreciate all of his pats, not just the ones that connect to her emotionally. Compliment him on his looks, how athletic he is, his creativity, taking care of the bills, fixing things around the house, and so much more. Number 9, he needs his wife to be attractive for him. Taking care of the kids is great, but meet him at the door with hair done and makeup on. Even surprise him with a babysitter to watch the kids and take him out to dinner. And number 10, he needs his wife to respect him by growing as a whole person. When his wife is happy and positive, it's contagious. It makes him excited to come home. It takes maturity and growth for the couple, but it will pay off. All right, so David, what did you think about that list?
That was again
that was
the
part of the
1950s, right?
Is that 1950?
I was thinking I was having a wonderful dream, and I didn't want to wake up.
David,
Don't wake up.
listen, these are things that are listed as the desires that are in. I think if we take off all the masks, the unseen masks, those things are there. But we put on not only physical masks, but we put on spiritual masks, if you will, hiding from everything, how you really feel. Like no one's expressing how they really feel. That's too kiddie, that's naive, that's not of this time kind of thing. No, when you go deep inside somebody and they took off all the masks, you'll find the same kind of stuff. You'll find what's on those lists as true desires that you would want to share and engage with another person.
Absolutely.
David?
Yeah,
Did you like to have a wife that's looking good when you come home, encouraging you?
Sure.
See you and ask you how your day was, and just attentively listen. You can smell good food on the stove when you come in.
My God, I'd be just thinking about it.
In the fairy tale world, but knowing that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Nick was not doing it. She just hasn't come up to par yet.
No, you need to get rid of that
still
girl.
learning.
She is not the one. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You can tell her I said that. Boom. Okay, so David, you said that it seems like that's a great, it's a nice dream and it's nice to dream. Now, you've had experience with relationships, with marriage, as Karen has, as I have. Do you really think that any one of those things on either one of the lists for today's time are realistic? Let's go back to expectations. Do you think it's realistic?
I do. In all seriousness, I do. I just think that unfortunately, it's very, very rare, and most people aren't working for it. So here's what I'm saying, right? I'm putting myself in a place where I can get that, but also, I also have to be realistic and say, if I'm single for the rest of my life, I'm okay with that. And I have to be, because the day is crazy. We're playing so many games on social media that's becoming who we are, and we're doing that really to escape our reality.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of great people single, and I'm like, and as a matter of fact, I said to this woman, I said, as someone who is beautiful as you are, and as intelligent as you are, why are you single? Because now it's really off-putting, and it's really, really concerning.
What was her response?
Oh, her ex.
She had baggage from her ex.
Tell me something that I don't know. Why are you single?
So, time for final thoughts.
Stop playing games.
Yeah, I know, right? Remember that?
People's lives, you know? You're playing games with your own life and with other people's lives. What a waste of time.
Right.
What a waste of time.
I agree.
So, Abraham Lincoln said, if you give me 5 hours to cut down a tree, I'm going to spend 4 hours sharpening the axe. So that quote is all about preparation. If you're serious about being or wanting to be a good husband and a good wife, educate yourself on terms of what that means. Prepare yourself spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally, so that you will be so attractive. You'll not only get what you want, but you'll be like, okay, I have almost too many options. I think that it can really, really get like that. I think that you want to get to the place where you're attracting exactly what you want and more, so that you are literally living your dream. That way we don't have to play the game. You can just be the truth that you want to see in the world. Be it.
That's it.
That sounds
Love
good.
it. My final thoughts are, take a look at yourself and see what you like. What are your characteristics that you like? You're not going to find real love on social media. You're just not. You're not going to find it in going to a restaurant and having a 5-minute conversation with 10 different people, that speed dating thing. That's a joke. That's a joke. You want to really meet somebody, then meet them in person. Why don't you go to an internet cafe and do some work? And if somebody approaches you and, you have a great conversation, then see where it goes from there. But be real, for God's sakes, please be real. You have to be. Get rid of the games. All right, so we just want to thank you for tuning in to the podcast tonight, and we just want to wish you a great evening. Deuces, we are out.
I was late and I found she wasn't there. I guess I'll find love, peace of mind some other time, but I still have today. I gotta get away, I don't
know where to go. It's hopeless, so I guess I'll leave it alone.
Games people play, night or day, they're just not matching what they should